pretty fast. It always does move pretty fast. But don't you worry, it's for your safety. Up in Canada, the Heritage Minister just announced this week that that country will introduce new regulations to ban social media posts that are deemed hurtful or offensive. We want to protect Canadians online, the minister explained. Of course, they want to protect themselves. Sorry, protect you by protecting yourselves from criticism from you. See how that works? Right. You're protected when you can't speak. I bet you didn't know that. Jack Dorsey knows that. Jack Dorsey is the CEO of Twitter. And he looks like a pothead. Actually, he's pretty clever. He takes the long view on these things. Thanks to James O'Keefe at Project Veritas, we know that Jack Dorsey has plans for the rest of us that will extend far beyond the Trump era. Silencing Donald Trump was just the beginning. Guess who's next? You are! Watch.
We are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account. And it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week. I don't believe this is going away anytime soon. And the moves that we're making today around QAnon, for instance, is one such example of a much broader approach that we should be looking at and going deeper on.
So this is, quote, much bigger than silencing just one man, and it's going to go on much longer than just this week. So maybe Jack Dorsey isn't so bright. He just admitted out loud what the rest of them are still denying. This isn't really about Donald Trump. It never was. It's definitely not about what happened last week at the Capitol. It is about controlling you and the country you thought was yours forever. Sorry, there's a national crisis going on, and we have no choice. Brandon Devine is a columnist with the New York Post, which itself was erased by Silicon Valley before last year's election. She's a piece out today about what we're seeing, and we're happy to have her on tonight. Brandon, thanks so much for coming on. Even if you approach this from the perspective we do, and I'm sure you do as well, it's awful. Mob violence of any kind, particularly against our capital. I don't think I've ever seen a more cynical and sinister response to anything than what we're seeing right now.
It really is incredible, and you know, there's obviously method in the madness to try and exaggerate the threat, to describe Donald Trump. You know, instead of just saying that what he did was wrong, you have to turn him into a complete monster, demonize him, he's a white supremacist, and from there, it's just a short step to call all the people who voted for him, the 75 million Americans, and all their families, they are white supremacists as well. And the reason for that is because once you've called them the worst thing that you could, you then are able to dehumanize them, and you can inflict any cruelty you like on them with impunity, because they are now non-persons. They don't deserve to exist. You can destroy their livelihood, destroy their reputations, alienate them from society, and it doesn't matter because they are evil white supremacists.
You got to wonder, I say this every day, where are our defenders? Where are the people we've sent money to over the past 40 years, voted for? Why aren't they standing up to protect us? Really do. At some point, we need to.
Outside.
We need to hold them.
Oh, there's
people
two.
saying that mob violence is wrong. Anyone who's saying that is correct. In my view. But a lot of people currently saying it were for mob violence, like about 20 minutes ago. Or am I imagining that?
Oh, I'm a pillow.
It's such an incredible conflict. You know, you saw House Democrats on Wednesday when they're voting to impeach Donald Trump again, pointlessly, and they are one after the other talking about how great the police are. You know, suddenly they're for police, suddenly they're for law and order, they're for civility, they're for American history. They revere the founding fathers. They now like borders, they like walls when it actually, they protect their place of